Well, here I am again. It's actually probably one of the last nice days here. It looks like the forecast is going to low 50s and rain for the next at least couple weeks. Once we get into November, it'll be cold. My mom went to this store that I was at right here. My mom used to tell me all the time she went to that store growing up, you know, like I guess 40 years ago. 40 or 50 years ago now. Jeez. Long time ago. So yeah, I'm just trying to take advantage of this last nice day that we'll have here before the bad half of the fall comes. I guess we're not really, oh yeah, we're in the fall. We're 1 month into the fall. For some reason I think fall starts October 21st, but it starts September 21st. It's kind of how I look at things. I think the summer comes like a month early. Like the summer starts here like in probably May, middle of May, and then you know, you can really feel the weather getting a lot colder in September, middle of September. So it's about 4 months. Just got hit by a leaf right there. There's some nice houses on here right on the water. You know, all these houses here, it's just craziness. It's even just this house that doesn't look that nice just because of the location. It's, I mean, I guarantee it's over $1 million. It's probably like it could be 1.5 million. It might even be more. Even like that new one's probably more. This house up here on the right is complete baller right here. I don't know if, hopefully the camera will pick it up. Complete baller house there. It's a really nice development that I'm actually going to be passing by. I'm not going to be going in it, but I'll go by the entrance. All multi-million-dollar houses, or actually I think they're in the high 1 millions, like 1.7 million is like the lowest, roughly. There may be a few like mid 1 million houses, but most of it's just the location. Like if you took that house and put it somewhere else, like in Spokane or Atlanta, the house would probably be worth like 600,000, but because there's so many people that want to live here, it just drives the prices up. So a really nice house here is much more expensive than it probably should be. Well, not really than it should be. I guess it is. The market is just what it is, right? For example, I think I've already said this, but the house that I'm renting right now is I can't imagine like a more basic house. Like the house that we're renting it's very basic, but it's not like a piece of junk. So it's not like a drug house or anything, but it's like the most basic livable house you could live in. It has 3 bedrooms, and one of the bedrooms is really, really small. We don't even, I mean, you could have a third person live there, but the bedroom's really small. And the kitchen is like all one area with the living room, and you can't see through to the TV. It's like an old style setup. So the house was built in like 1959, I want to say. So it's a very old setup, and there's only 1 bathroom, and there's one vanity, or no, there's no vanity. There's 1 sink with nowhere to put your like toiletries or anything. So it's really old construction, and all the cabinets squeak. They all squeak a lot, and everything's just old. I mean, it's all functional, but it's just old. And I want to say the house is about 1,200 square feet. I could be, you know, plus or minus 100 square feet. So it's not big by any stretch of the imagination. It's pretty small, and the house is worth, you know, you probably, if you live somewhere else, you're probably like, ah, that house is probably worth $150,000, $200,000. It's pretty old. You know, it's a basic house. It is on a bigger lot, so the lot is like 1/4 of an acre. So, you know, for the city, that's a pretty big lot. The backyard's pretty massive. And so, you know, if you look at even other places in our state, a house like that is probably not more than 200,000 if it's on like the east side of our state. Some are even less. I mean, there's houses out in the middle of nowhere that are like 180, 150. Just depends. But this house is it's worth around 650,000, 650 to 700, and that's a pretty good chunk of change for you know, that small piece of land. Now, of course, the reason why it's worth anything is because it's not because of the house on it. The house is, you know, not really worth more than like 100,000 probably, because it's 60-year-old, you know, small house. But what they've been doing more is, you know, coming in, and developers have bought some of the land, and they've, you know, they're tearing down the houses and they're building, you know, like a $400,000 cost to them house plus the land. So they paid, let's say they paid $600,000 for the land, and they spent $350,000 on building the house, or $400,000. So roughly $1 million. That's the nice development right there. Really nice development. Or actually, it might be this one. I think it's actually this one at the light. It's called Montreux. Multi-million-dollar houses in there. All within there. There's several hundred homes within there. There's developments within a development. So, in fact, I'm just gonna go in there because I think that would be an interesting video. Just take a look at baller houses. Actually, I missed it. It was that turn. So I'll turn around. It was that turn. So yeah, you could sell that house. I mean, it probably only costs $300,000 to, you know, actual material to build the house. So 600 plus 300 is 900. But you could say $1 million is your total investment. You know what? I'm not gonna turn around. I'll do that on another day. I don't want to go back there because I do want to go this way. But $1 million, and you can sell it for, you know, 1.4 probably. Like the guy across from the street from us where we're renting our house, that house has been vacant for about a year now, and it's a total piece of junk. The house it's not rentable right now. It's falling apart and it looks so crusty old, and it's a disgusting house. I mean, you would think if it was in an actual city area, it would be, you know, it would be taken down. If it was in like Seattle, they would take that shit down. It's disgusting looking. But just because it's in a, you know, it's privately owned or whatever, they're, you know, it's a real eyesore, but no one cares because there's not a housing association or anything, right? Or a HOA. So you can do whatever you want, which I prefer. I don't want anyone telling me how high I have to mow my lawn, or you know, how much stuff you can have in your driveway, or this and that. So you go into these other developments, it's like, yeah, everything's nice, but they'll get mad at you for doing anything that doesn't, and that makes sense. I mean, they want to make sure that a certain code is kept so that the housing values are high. So if you have like a new family, and that's really what they're catering to, like someone in their mid-30s or young 40s that is looking to buy like their first nice house, they want to have certain standards there. You know, they don't want people's shit to be all over the place, and random cars and just shit all over, right? It makes people not want to live there as much. So if everyone's, you know, don't have any cars in your driveway, or no more than 2 cars in your driveway, you know, make sure that your lawn is mowed, make sure that, you know, you don't have any weird looking buildings, stuff like that, pick up your garbage. You know, you can get fined if you don't do that stuff. So if you go into a development, that's typically what they have. That's why everything in a development looks very nice and clean and cookie cutter, because all the houses pretty much look the same, and there's regulations on what you can and cannot do. So they've been, like I said, they've been buying up pieces of land, because all the houses in this area are, you know, 90% of them are 60 years old or close to it, and they're small homes. They're small homes. They're no more than 1,500 square feet. The majority of them are probably less than that. They're probably 12 to 1,300 square feet, and they're still livable as is, but the highest and best use of that land would be, hey, let's tear that, let's buy the land, let's tear it down, let's build, you know, an actual nice home there, because the market is willing to pay for it, right? There's a lot of people that would pay 1.2, 1.3, 1.5 million dollars to live in a nice house in the location where we're living. And that's just kind of lucky, right? You know, 60 years ago, when all